I was young with a dream. I woke up daily and dreamed of that day when I would stand before the world and speak. My future was clearly mapped out. I followed the map carefully, with my mother telling me continually that if I can study hard, make my own money in life, men would respect me, and I'll be that woman all men would beg to have. I was happy. It sounded very cool. It was a beauty I saw in a future so bright, and I was ready to run for its reality. I come from Nigeria, the business hub of West Africa. In my continent, Africa, they call her the giant, and I call her my motherland. I grew to adore her because she was all I had to cleave onto and make a good life from. Make the way! A dreamer girl is on her way to being a signature. You just watch out for her. This hope was my addiction, and with so much pride, I strapped my bag to my back and off I went to get a formal education. My father said I needed education to become very great. He said education was the light I needed to walk out of the darkness of obscurity and hunger. I started the journey from the doorpost of naivety, following to the letter what I was taught as the way to success. I was taught to read the books and not the streets. I made good grades in school, but failed woefully on the streets, the rugged streets of Nigeria, where I would eventually walk to become the great person I'd always dreamed of. The streets of Nigeria. If you're not strong, you can't survive there. If you're not cunning, you can't survive. If you're not hard, you'll be battered on the streets. If you would ever be successful and you intend keeping your integrity, then you would have to learn the wisdom of the sky god, the one who gives life to all things and crafted the complexities of the galaxies. His name is Olodumare. The streets of Nigeria, where many sincere dreams have been massacred, and there is none to call for ransom. Even the ones who massacred the dreams of many have had their dreams massacred. They are now the hooligans, often dressed in robes of royalty and bearing a confusing identity of a noble rogue. The born-again hooligans. They too only wanted to survive the streets of Nigeria and not be a victim, so they joined men. Men who sit at the helms of affairs and decide the fate of men over tables of wines and whinings of once upon a time innocent girls. Now turned wild because they too want to survive the streets of Nigeria. Another set of massacred dreamers. I look with wet eyes at the number of dreams that have been born again on the streets of Nigeria. The street where many Nigerian youths who protested the hardship they faced perpetually were martyred and their voices buried with their bloody bodies. Yes, we never forgot the horrific incident on October 20, 2020. The country was shaken, the wailings got louder, the agitations got stronger until it waned gradually into a whisper, because there was none who was strong enough to stand and face the hordes of hell in battle for freedom from modern slavery. Those who were saddled with the responsibility of allaying our fears are heartbreakingly the self-same people who made us fear. Is Ricardo Banks still on Ozumba Mbadiwe mourning, alongside numerous loved ones of the martyred? Please, where is the Jesuit? Because it's been a long time I heard a voice on the streets. One dreamer once told me, I ran to someone I thought could save me, only to realize he's one of them. He only wears a priestly robe over his secret robe. But I assure you, hope is not lost if we continually look up. Because the dreams were just imprisoned, and there are many like me who fight for its freedom daily, for our dreams to be freed from the tyranny of an economy that prospers the rich continually and leaves the masses on the floor waiting for the crumbs that fall from the master's table. Then fight one another even to the taking of lives, because the crumbs never go round. But can you hear what I hear? It's a voice that echoes freedom. Freedom for the sons of the bondwoman. Freedom for the daughters of the enslaved man. Freedom to live the lives of our dreams. Freedom to walk the streets of Nigeria with our heads up high and never be ashamed of living right. freedom to walk in the company of men of integrity who stand in righteousness and have good prosperity. The voices echo. It is the voices of the dreamers. It echoes daily and it gets stronger. Some dreams cannot be killed. They can only be silenced for a while, and in a while they will speak. We are the dreamers on the streets of Nigeria. The echoes are getting louder. This time I hear Home Sweet Home, chanted by Nigerians even in the diaspora. And home sweet home it shall be, for the Lord Jesus told me. And until that day, brethren, keep your assholes clean, and remember to keep the Nigerian streets clean. Nigeria, be healthy, our own dear native land. No Jonathan may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Orúkọ mi ni Iyọ̀.